everybody. Hope you're doing good and had a good day today. I'm gonna talk to you about another one of my paintings I've finished, and I'm really excited about it. And here it is. The Cat's Eye Nebula is the shit. Spent a lot of time on this one, that's for sure. I made some changes. You know, there's some subtle differences, well, pretty noticeable differences between the painting and the image. First of all, the orientation on the picture plane is, I tilted it. It was more like, you know, that in the picture. I heightened the contrast and the saturation of the image and took down like the brightness of it a lot, but just so that it would kind of punctuate this is all ionized gas up around here, and it's glowing really bright because this star is you know, the radiation or something is ionizing this gas. And this image is a result of several filters of images in the like the Hubble Space Telescope, and they are actually layered on top of one another in a composite image, which is why you get this. If you were to look at it through a telescope, you would not see this at all. This is not visible light. This is ionized gas using different filters to create this image. So I think that my favorite part is this little web area in here, but also the nucleus is just really fascinating, and the brightness of the star, and all this orange stuff around the edges is so cool, and then these like tips all the way out of the edges. And anyway, it's just a fascinating thing to look at, and this is a real life, you know, object in the universe, which is cool. This planetary nebula is the result of a star, much like our sun, that has died, and after, I don't know, after it supernovas, it pushes all of its matter outward, and you know, who knows why it makes these ellipses. Theory has it that it's the result of magnetic fields. There's lots of different theories about why it's shaped the way it is, but we do know that it's, you know, this nebula cloud is different from, say, the Orion Nebula, which is a place where stars are born. But they are not so different, because who's not to say that the nebula of the Orion Nebula, all that gas is not in existence as the result of the death of a supermassive star. Okay, this is a tiny little baby, like, you know, mid-range star, a little yellow star, or green technically, and then you know, theoretically, let's say just, you know, a bunch of huge super giant stars blew up and created a whole bunch of gas that turned into this star nursery of the Orion Nebula. Down here we have another nebula. This is my staircase gallery that you're getting to see right now. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. To be continued. My phone is ringing. And we're back. Okay, so you can't see very good from this angle. Maybe if I get down here like this. I think they look better in dim light, kind of like this, but I don't know if it's kind of shitty camera quality, so that sucks. This nebula doesn't have a name. It's like NRW 42 or something like that. I don't think I've talked about this one yet on my blog. So there it is. Lots of pinks and blues, and really beautiful, like, clusters of stars in the middle, and it kind of reminds me of the Crab Nebula, but the Crab Nebula is a result of a supernova, but it's funny how this kind of does too. So I actually don't know if this is like a star nursery or if it's a planetary nebula. Good question. I have a feeling that it's a nursery where stars are born, just because there's areas like this one up in here that are glowing like hot pink, and there's little stars in them and stuff. And then there's stuff like those peak things, like, I don't know. Anyway, there's my first one I did, the Orion Nebula. It looks like kindergarten compared to these other ones now. Kindergarten, like little baby Meredith painted this. And now I'm all grown up. I've been working on this series for a year. Okay, there's 4 hanging in this stairwell, but there's one missing from this series that I've sold already, and that was super awesome. I sold it in May, and it was of the Butterfly Nebula. There's a picture of it on my blog that you can go look at, and it looks like butterfly. It's just gorgeous. And so here's what I'm working on now. This is the Eagle Nebula, and it's super duper. It's gonna be a panoramic. So all the other ones are the same canvas size, like this one. This one is the Whirlpool Nebula, and it's in the beginning stages as well. I'm working on both of these at the same time. I'm not giving myself a deadline for this one, but this one I have to finish by like pretty much this weekend. There's not a whole lot left to do on it though. It's a pretty, this one is like the most basic of all nebula clouds, but I really like the color contrast of the blue and the orange. I really think that's awesome, and just this pretty stuff down here too, that's cool. And I like this. It looks like an abstract painting, you know, and not so much like an image, you know, of a real thing. This is going to be a whole lot more complicated than it looks right now. This thing is just popping with hot pink areas of stars, and there's just stars everywhere, and then more stars. I mean, this is actually a galaxy, and it looks like it's absorbing another galaxy or something. Pretty nifty. So this is the first like non-nebula cloud, but it's too awesome not to paint, you know? It really is. So yeah, there's my kitty cat. Look how messy this is. Okay, my cats get into my stuff, and they just get crap everywhere. Like, anyway, this is another thing I'm working on. It's a like kind of abstract mixed media thing that I like to do in my spare time. It used to be a self-portrait, and I have altered it into something other than a portrait of me. And I'm going to call it former self, you know, just pretty literal. But what I'm doing is I'm taking all this tissue paper and I'm like applying it in a really cool way so that it looks awesome. It looks like a growth of like a lichen or a lichen, like an algae or a moss or a mold, some hybrid thereof. Pretty neat process. I just pretty much experiment with techniques all the time. I've been working with this kind of stuff since high school, so probably 6 years now. It's totes a lot of fun. I'm really tired. But anyway, thanks for watching, and you're so cool. And let's be friends. Okay, bye.